Welcome back, and now I have the great pleasure of introducing three individuals who are going to teach us about a disease that I had no idea what it was until I met them. I have Denise Kapulka. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you?
Great to have you here, and thank you for introducing me to these two wonderful people. John Mauro, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
And Dana,
Hi,
how are
Christina.
you?
How are you?
I also understand you recently celebrated 25 years.
Yes, we did.
So you've been around him for 25 years?
Longer.
Longer.
29,
You just
actually.
made it. You just made it official. 25 years.
25 years ago, I made it official, right? But it really doesn't seem like it's been that long at all, really. Not
No.
really.
That is great. And I'm going to tell a little secret about you. So you're going to get married, right?
I
Coming
am.
up? That is great.
Soon.
We're following you.
Yes.
We're following every step of the way. Yeah.
You better believe
So
it.
Denise, before we go into meeting and getting to know John and Dana, you do a lot in the city. You recently won 40. You were one of the chosen for 40 under 40 with the Worcester Business Journal, and you also managed the Knights Limo.
I do.
Do?
Sales and marketing manager for them.
Yep. And then you do a lot of things for the city. You're on the chamber board, right?
Yep, I'm on the Quarter 9 Chamber Board, and I'm an ambassador for both the Worcester and the Quarter 9, and then I'm also on the board of Destination Worcester.
That's great. That's wonderful. Good. And that's great. You're so involved in Worcester. And then she gets in touch with me one day and says, in between, like, that's your bridal dress, and this, we're looking at cakes. And she said, you know, let's have lunch. And she told me about this foundation, the Ataxia. And I'm like, what the heck is Ataxia? And so then I met you and Dana. And now I learned firsthand, because you've been afflicted with this disease, Ataxia.
Correct, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about what this disease is.
It's a disease that starts slowly within one. You might not see it in the public when you look at somebody, and it's pretty much balancing coordination, speech, swallowing, cohagonate. It can affect memory, and then it progresses to pretty much you can't balance anymore, that you need assistance or devices,
Yeah.
and but you find ways around those type of things.
Yep. So it's a neurological degenerative disease. So it works with your neurosystem, and it just just completely degenerates. Starts degenerating different aspects
Right,
of it.
correct. It starts up in your, most cases in your cerebellum,
Okay.
and it could due to atrophy. Usually get MRIs, and it's like a spark plug in your car that's not sparking all the time. So when you go to walk, you assume your leg's coming out, but the spark didn't happen fast enough. The leg's not there, and that's what makes you kind of fall
Wow.
over. So there's a lot. Your brain is powerful, more powerful than the average person thinks.
So 8 years ago, you are diagnosed with ataxia. 8 years ago, and instead of sitting on the sidelines, you say, I'm going to do something about that, because it took you a while, right, for the medical professionals to figure out really what you had.
Correct, yeah. It was basically a good year going through many neurologists. Found out then, going through Boston, one of our best hospitals in the world for ataxia, actually. Found out that I had ataxia. Went to a foundation annual meeting. I seen so many kids and young people with ataxia, and I did a lot in the community, and I said, well, this is my chance to do something that really means something to me and to other people, that nobody's ever heard of it, and we need to help to
Right.
get this word ataxia out there.
So Dana, you're going along for 18 years or 17 years and more, because you knew him before you made it official. And then suddenly one day he goes, something's wrong, right?
Right.
And so then you started seeing a bunch of medical professionals, and then you learned about ataxia, and now the two of you are out there to try to make the world aware of it.
Yeah, I think that, you know, when they first said the word to me, I didn't know what to think, because I didn't know what it was. So I went on to Google, as most people would do whenever they get a diagnosis, and you research, and wasn't really getting a whole lot of information about it. But one of the things that's so surprising is that it can affect you so severely. He was outside with our kids one day and said, I can't run. I was trying to run after the kids and I can't run.
Wow.
So it was just, you know, a learning experience for us every day. There'd be a new little change. But one of the things we decided was that we really needed to create some awareness around this, because no one knows what it is. If you say he has ataxia, people look at you and go, he has what?
Yeah.
What is that?
I know.
So that was really what did it for us to say, this is important. We really need to raise some awareness around this.
And you have been, recently you had a race that you asked me to MC, and you each year, this was your 6th annual, and each year it grows more, the chapters grow, and you had other states here, New York, and you had Boston and New Hampshire. So the outreach is occurring.
It is occurring, and
That's
it's widely due to John. One of the things I will say is that he is such an inspiration to me and to most people that know him.
To me too.
I mean, he has this thing going on, and instead of sitting there and feeling sorry for himself, he is out there really making it known and creating a voice for this.
Right.
And I think during the race, what was most surprising to me is how inspirational he is to a lot of the people that attended.
Absolutely.
So that was great.
That's you and Finn's. Whoa, the two of you. You were like the stars. So Denise, people can get involved just like you, right? Before you knew John, you didn't know. So how can people get involved?
Well, I've known John for many years. We both worked in the restaurant business years ago, but we do have a website. It's rideforjohn.com.
Rideforjohn.com.
And they can go onto that and volunteer.
Right.
Would love
and
to
then
have-
whenever, just look for the events and get in touch with you, and maybe somebody's suffering with some kind of neurological degeneration and you don't know what it is, and it's being misdiagnosed, and they can help by sharing a story.
That happens so many times.
Yeah, great. Well, thank you so much. You are an inspiration. I mean, I'm
Thank
going to
you
give
for
you a
having
big hug. Because of it. You are. I watched you at the race and inspiring people, and thank you so much
Thanks for having us.
being
I really
here.
appreciate
And
it.
great couple. And Denise, thank you once again for
Thank
opening
you.
up the world to us. Thanks.